It's a new link. Pull the other link up. Okay, it's gonna take a second. Bring up the. Hold on. New channel. Just press it. All right. Another beer. See who shows up. Like somebody's in there. I haven't told my story. I'm gonna tell my story here in a second. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna put the camera on. And you can't see the beach. Oh, I can actually scroll in my camera. You can actually see the waves a little bit. There's no moon tonight. You're gonna look and see if the moon's up, right? See if we're gonna have the moon tonight. Now we're at the beach. Yeah. And on the strip. Be nice, cool, legit. Our friends over here that were partying left. Anyway. Ooh. You want to talk about today?
Yeah.
You sure? You want to talk about today? Are you sure you want to talk about today? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Therapeutic.
Yeah, because I need to get like for real. Today was bad. Not bad, but it was an adventure that I care not to do again. We got a little puckered last night. We were supposed to leave early, right? So we were supposed to leave at what? We're gonna leave at 10 o'clock, right? Dallas to Galveston, right? We thought we'd be here at what?
2.
No, it was later. No, we thought about 2, right? 4.5 hour drive, right? That didn't happen. You want to tell them what happened?
You tell them.
Nobody's watching, so but it's going to be recorded, right? So we woke up late. It was a slam fest to put all the stuff in the truck, which it all fit, I guess, but not really. It was a lot of shit. So number one, I just felt we were overpacked for the trip. I don't know how you felt, but I felt like we were overpacked. I felt like I was overpacked, and I didn't even really bring all this stuff. But I mean,
it's all stuff that we're probably going to need.
Well, not only that is I'm thinking about some of my stuff is your stuff, like the tent and some of the stuff that you contributed to the trip, right? But yeah, when I got into the house, I was like, this is going to be a lot of stuff. We're going to have pop-up, we're going to have this, that, and the other. And we haven't even got the story yet about mattress and all that stuff.
We still got more to pack. More stuff to pack in.
Okay. So what happened today? My intuition's always, I go back to this, my intuition's always really weird. And I already thought that, I talk about, like, in my head, like just a couple days ago, I thought about my tires or whatever. The truck's not that old, but it's old enough that I look at the tires and go, right? And we left at what?
We left at 10:30.
Left at 10:30.
We were on the road out of town at 10:30.
We were on the road out. Well, we had to go to my mom's house. So we dropped off the lettuce and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And on the road by 10:30, 10:45, right? I'm driving down Stimmons Freeway, like we're on Stimmons Freeway and about Regal Road. Like we're off Loop 12, right? And at some point in time, something I heard. Now I think about this, I did hear something, but it wasn't. I did hear something like ricochet. I don't know. I heard something. I don't know if we ran over something or whatever. And I looked down at the freaking dash, and the TPS sensor, the dash flash, hey, your back right tire is like 19 pounds. Okay? And about 10 seconds later, well, it didn't even like that. It was like literally within like 5 seconds, it went to 36 pounds to 16 pounds. And I said, we have something going on here. Right now, I looked at you. I was like, oh, we have something going on here. We have an issue here. I was like, I've had flats before. I've had blowouts before. This one was an unusual thing. The tire did not blow out. Well, I should have taken a picture. It's one of those, here, but on a light fixture, you have this threaded rod. You got the cool LEDs on this bike. Look, check it out. It's cool. You see it? You got LEDs. So you have these threaded rods on like a light fixture. And it's about a 1/2 inch threaded rod. And in the middle of it, you have a hole. And it's about, you know what? It's about that size right there. It's about that size. It literally is about that size, but it has a hole in it, right? So usually if you get a nail or a screw, I mean, it'll slowly go down, right? No. This was immediate loss of pressure. IMP. Immediate ILP. Immediate loss of pressure. It happened that quick. I looked down at the dash and it said 16. And next thing I know, it was 1. Now, I'm not too sure how TPS sensors work, but TPS sensors don't show 0. So when it's down to 0 on the tire, it still shows 1 pound. I'm like, well, I got 1 pound of pressure in here. Wasn't good enough. And I looked at T. I'm like, this is concerning. I don't know what the look on my face was. Like, I think the look on my face was like, is this really happening right now?
Yeah.
I was like,
we couldn't get over. The guy wouldn't let us over.
Oh yeah, we couldn't get over, and the dude in the red truck really pissed me, and that's really what set my day off. I'm like, yeah, obviously my tire is smoking back here. It's exploded. You can probably see the rubber coming off of it. And he's like, it's gonna be him one day. I hope nobody lets him over. He's done. That's only part of it. We haven't got to the good part yet, right?
Yeah.
So actually, I'm gonna grab a beer. I'm gonna set you down and let you have a moment with sweet tea. If she wants to talk to you. I'll just leave that right there for a second. You back.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we can continue our discussion. I think it's just you in there. I don't see one person in there. It's probably you, but I don't care. Yeah, but it's still gonna be like people can watch later. I don't give a shit. So, Do you want me to get out?
huh?
You want me to get out of there?
No, we can stay in there.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd chat to me. Like when I'm talking a story, chat to me. Can you chat in there? Yeah, you can chat. I don't know if you can see it. You need my glasses?
Yes.
There's my glasses right there. Okay.
I'm not going to chat.
No, just say hi. Just say hi. Just say hi. That's all you gotta say. Hi. It helps the algorithm. I'm all about the algorithm, right? All right. I'll get the rest of my story. Okay. Well, hello. Hello, sweet tea. How are you tonight? How was your view tonight? I was actually going to ask you how your view was. What? You know what your view is? Right there. Yeah. Okay. Rest of my story. Had the flat. Had the truck 2 years. Oh, I'm gonna go back and tag this video right here. I'm gonna call out some people. First person, okay. So I'm gonna call out some people, and this is gonna be a really bad rant. I really hate to call people out, but you know what? There's a certain time some mother. So anyway, we pull off the side of the road. We're at a Chevron station. I get out and look at the tire, and it's shredded. It's shredded. It's smoking. The rim was smoking, right? It was smoking. I'm like, damn, shredded that tire completely. And I thought, well, I got a spare, right? I can just go to the tire shop. I do have a spare. I'm like, I'm cool with changing the tire, right? You saw me change the tire. But the problem was, couldn't find, and I didn't have the key to take the fucking lug nut off. I'm searching. I'm like, hey, we got so much stuff. I'm like, I'm freaking out at this point in time, right? I'm freaking out. I was like, really? Out of all things, you're telling me that I don't have fucking lug nut security key? Great. I'm looking at T going, what do I do? I'm like, at this point in time, I'm like, I can't take the tire. I can't change the fucking tire. We have to have the key. I've owned the truck for 2 years, right? I've owned the truck for 2 years, never had a problem. Not that that's an excuse. You should know where your shit is, right? As we'll find out later when I called the person I'm gonna throw on the fucking bus. So I'm trying to remain calm because we're on trying to vacation. You know, we're trying to vacation, right?
Yes. You're on vacation.
I was supposed to be on it. I wasn't technically on vacation because people were still calling me. By the way, work, I'm gonna call you out right now. Don't fucking call me again when I'm on fucking vacation. I'm gonna say that one more time. Don't look down like that. She's like hiding her fucking eyes. Like, work. Hey, Christine, there's going to be a TikTok in here for you. Anyway. So I'm trying to chill. I'm like, okay, I'll just change the tire. No fucking lock for the fucking lugs. Cool. Look at T. What do you do? She says, we'll call the place that you bought the truck from. Great idea. I'm like, that's perfect. Actually, I called another place first. And then I hung up on them. And sadly, I hung up on the guy that I'm going to give props to later. Okay? But anyway, call Richardson, Chrysler, Dodge. Right? Place where I bought the truck from. I get the guy on the phone. I think his name was, I don't know the name. It was Matthew or Manuel, one of the two. Okay? I get him on the phone, service person, whatever. I'm like, hey man, bought a truck from you guys a couple years ago. Can't find my key. Right? Now, I will say the only place that I've had this Dodge serviced is at that dealership. Great. Call him and say, and I wasn't trying to accuse anybody, but I was like, hey man, the only place I've had this truck serviced is Richardson Chrysler Dodge. He's like, no, we don't use customers' lug nuts keys. He said we don't go searching for their lug nut keys, right? Okay. Well, then how do you get the fucking thing off? He says, we have a universal set. Cool. That means if I can go to another dealership, maybe they'll have like this he says, yeah, you can buy one for $25. He says they have you go to, I was like, he's like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm not close to you. I'm off 35 in Inwood. And I was like, hey, Park Cities is right down the road. Park Cities, Chrysler Dodge, props. Okay? Now, wasn't my dealership. Called the parts department. After I had a little talk with him, this J.A. over at Richardson Chrysler Dodge. I'm going to say it again at least 3 times. Richardson Chrysler Dodge. Now, they were very nice to deal with and selling me the truck. Great. You know what the guy says to me when I got him on the phone? If I was buying that truck, the first thing, before I ever took receipt of the truck, is I would look in the glove compartment and I would find the lock. How do you think about that, T? I'm thinking like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Because who goes and buys a truck and the first thing you do when you drive off the lot is goes, where is the lock? Where is the lock for my tires if I have a problem? Is that something you would look for?
Yeah.
I mean, like, and I'm taking receipt of a truck.
I would know to look for it.
Okay, we have to be smart enough that, like, obviously, this guy was saying, well, you're dumb, motherfucker. And you know what you're buying, and you should have walked around the truck, and obviously it has locking things on the tires. So the first thing you ever do before you ever drive a truck out is you better make sure that the lock is on the truck. Great. Two things come up. Number one, he made me feel like a real dumbass. And number two is, you're a real son of a bitch. Richardson Chrysler Dodge. Richardson Chrysler Dodge. Off 75. Richardson Chrysler Dodge. Fine. So he tells me I can go down to Park Cities and I can get a universal fucking key. So we're stuck like Chuck. I'm like, what the? Because the other thing is, now I did think about if I had like a big gigantic pair of channel locks at the time, I would have broken that fucking thing off myself. But I didn't bring my tools with
I'm
me.
glad you didn't.
I would have broken that thing off. It wouldn't have mattered because
I'm glad you didn't.
I would have done it anyway because I bought new lug nuts. I'm getting to that store, right? I'm getting to the store, and here's where the props go. So I'm like, what the hell? T's like, well, call your towing company, call the insurance company, see if you can get like towing or whatever. I'm like, this is not going to work. We're not going to get towed. Welcome in, whoever you are. And you missed half my story. But we're actually getting to the best part of the story here, right? So we're getting to the best part of the story. So she's like, so I finally call Park City's Dodge Chrysler. And he's like, yeah, if you get up here, maybe we can match up the lug nut key, like the special lug nut key that when you buy a car, it's almost like a key, right? Like a true key. It's like, there's only like one of those in like 1 in a billion. If you buy random keys online for an apartment, you get a box of them. What's up, Mr. Morgan? Oh, okay, well, I'll repeat myself, but you're coming to the good part of it, right? So, long story short, what happened was, got on the road late, had a fucking flat. Ran over this big, gigantic thing that deflated my tire like, bam, right?
On the way out of town.
On the way out of town, on a vacation. Perfect. So I'm going to go back to where I was. So I pulled over, I was going to do a flat change, right? And I didn't have the key to the locking lug nuts on this fucking brand new truck I got. That was a problem. And we're sitting there going, what the fuck are we going to do?
Yeah.
Right, and I'm freaking out this one time. I'm like, damn, man, we're supposed to already be like 2 hours on the road. So anyway, I'm going to go back again. I call the Park City's dealership, right? He says, man, if you can just head over here or whatever. Yeah. So he's like, man, if you can just head over here, I can probably match it up, whatever. And at that point in time, I didn't ask him if the dealerships had universal keys, right? I didn't ask him if they had universal, because my dealership said, yeah, you just go there, we have these universal keys or whatever. I'm like, cool. So I show up. I got an Uber,
Yeah,
right?
the Uber.
Down to Park City's Dodge Chrysler. Park City's Dodge Chrysler, 2800 Denton Drive, as a matter of fact. Okay, I'm gonna give them props because so I walk in there. I took a picture. Thank God, I took a picture of the locking lug nut, right? The locking lug nut. So they knew. I didn't realize this, but every locking lug nut has a different pattern on it. Didn't realize that. No idea. Really didn't care, to be honest with you. I'm like, okay, it's a fucking locking lug nut. Great, nobody's gonna steal my tires. But at the same time that they're gonna steal your fucking tires, you can get your fucking tires off without the damn thing. I am sitting there, I drive down to Park Cities, and I go to the parts department, right? And I show the dude, first of all, I asked him, hey, he's like, I talked to you on the phone a little bit, whatever, and I show him the picture, and the first thing I asked him, I was like, hey, he's like, first he asked me where I bought the truck, and I told him, Richardson, Chrysler, Dodge. Okay? It's like your buddies over here told me there was a universal whatever for the freaking lock nut. I'm like, cool. And he's looking at me going, what are you talking about? I'm like, your buddies over here in Richardson Chrysler Dodge, ass hats, told me I could buy a $25 locking whatever. And he's looking at me going, no, bro, this is proprietary shit that comes from the manufacturer, and every key is cut different. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like,
T was sitting at the truck. She was thinking about tossing her cookies at the truck because we drank too much last night. So she's down there, and I'm at the dealership going, what the fuck am I going to do? So anyway, Matthew, Park Cities Dodge. If you have a Dodge, you have a Ford. It's a Dodge Jeep, Plymouth. Okay, go see Matthew at the parts department. So I walk in and I'm like, bro, I'm fixing to go on I just kind of spilled my guts and whatever. And I'm like, he's like, no, there is no universal. I told him the whole story. I'm like, your bro's down the street, Richardson Chrysler Dodge. Told me there was a universal this, that, and the other I could have my tires. He's like, he kind of looked at me like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm looking at him and I said, your brother's down the street at Richard Chrysler. Just tell me the truth. Were they full of shit? Just tell me the fucking truth. Like, because Richardson Chrysler Dodge, it's all documented now. Okay? I'm going to take care of my brother down there, Matthew, because I'm going to go a little farther than this. I don't have any tools on me. The walking luck nut. He brought out, he was so cool. He was like, man, I don't know, we don't have these in stock. They're cut from the manufacturer. We don't keep them in stock. And I'm like, man, I'm sure he saw me sweating at this point in time. Like, for real. I'm like, I just want to go on vacation. Like, this, that, and the other. He says, let me go to the shop and let me talk to the mechanics. So he walked back. He was gone for 5 or 10 minutes. He comes back with this box of keys. He's like, man, these guys, these mechanics have kept these keys, I don't know, like over the years, kept all these different keys. And I was like, let me show you the picture. We looked at the keys or whatever. And we found one that looked like a match. About 4 or 5 of them actually looked like a match because they're cut funky. Like, you don't really know, right? You're looking at the picture and you're like, okay, this one. But that wasn't a kicker. I'm looking at the key going, this is not going to fit my fucking lug nut wrench. This is not going to fit my lug nut wrench. Like the OE, I don't carry a star. I will now. I will buy a fucking star wrench, right, T? Okay, I know the story's going long, but however. I'm not even done yet, to be honest with you. He goes, man, I'm looking at it going, this is not going to fit my lug nut wrench. I was like, do you have a lug nut wrench that I can like stick it on like an OEM? He's like, eh. He's like, man, at this point in time, I think he's done with it. So he goes, bro, I have tools in my car that I will loan you.
At least you did that.
Matthew from Park Cities Chrysler Dodge saved this vacation so far. Okay, he came out with all the tools and all that. He came out with a breaker bar that can change all the shit. And I left him my ID. I said, man, I'll try to be back in 30, 45 minutes. I got an Uber back with all the tools. I found the right, happened to be the
first one.
It was happened to be the first one. Okay, I was like, oh my God. Let's just, right? Because at that point in time, I'm like, I have to get new tires, or at least one new tire, because I fucking had to put spare on there, which we're not going to get, spare. So I'm like, shh. So we got back to the dealership. He wasn't there. So I left the tools. I'm like, you know what? Screw these walking lug nuts. So I bought the most expensive lug nuts I ever bought in my life. How much you think a lug nut cost, T? What do you think, Todd? $5? Oh, no. These were Mopar signed lug nuts. And he was going to charge me, he brought the bill up, I was like, I need 4 of them, right? $100. What? I think he saw my face go, and he goes, man, I'm gonna help you out with the discount. Oh yeah, how about that? They were 25. It was gonna be $100, right? So it was $25 a piece for a lug nut, and he was like, man, I'm gonna give you a discount just because I know what you went through. So I walked out there. 4 lug nuts cost me $75. All right, cool. We're at the dealership. I changed all the lug nuts out. We go down the street, go to Discount Tire. Discount Tire rate. It's an hour and a half wait for Discount Tire.
As we're waiting.
Yeah. So
to start our vacation.
So I'm like, and this is like, he's like, how much? I'm like, how much does it cost? He's like, $586. What? paid the money because there was really no choice. Because it's like, if I don't pay the fucking money, yeah, I mean, but where else are you gonna go with Discount Tire? It's like, well, look, NTB was like 20 miles down. Yeah, it was like back. We should have gone home. I should have gone in NTB. NTB was like back way far. I was like, you gotta get the fuck down. It was an hour and a half wait. And now they did hook us up. In fact, they actually got done a little quicker than they said. So we were supposed to be 2:30. I think they got done about 2:10, 2:15, whatever. So and we went and had Mexican food. So that was good. It was good. Casa Rosa on lemon. I recommend the chicken quesadillas. They're huge.
Yeah.
Almost as big as my big
They
head.
really do.
Almost. I think it's actually bigger than my head. I have a big head. Everyone knows. But anyway, so that was cool. We finally got on the road after 4 hours. 4 hours.
2:30.
Yeah, finally got on the road. And we get into Houston and yeah. Well, it's either that or you go to Pancho Villa's tire shop, and how's that going to work out for you? So we finally got down here, what, 7? Sun was going down. I'm like, shit.
Later than that. It was 7:30.
It was 7:30. We got down here.
It's getting dark.
And on the way down here, almost got ran over 3 times.
Yeah. 2 times.
And then I'm sitting, and this is the kicker out of all of it, right? This is the kicker out of all of it. We're going to put the truck up. And I sat down in the truck and I heard zzz. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Ripped my ass out of my jeans. Trifecta. And I look at T going, I'm walking down the hall. I'm walking down.
It's been ripping all day. I've noticed it early on.
And I'm walking the hallway. Damn, I got a nice breeze going on my butt. So it's been a pretty.
I got a Mike's Tires in Louisville.
Oh, Mike's Tires is good. I do remember that place.
We weren't trying to go to Louisville.
Yeah, that would have been a long way, right? So let's hope. I think we're gonna end this session by saying hi, sweet tea. Right? Wanna do it again? Say hi. There you go. All right. So I think the whole goal for tomorrow. The whole goal for tomorrow is to not have quite the same adventure that we had today. Wouldn't you agree with that? Let's not have quite the same adventure that we had today, right? I'm gonna try to be out here by about 11. Head down the coast. Oh, we need to look up the way to get to Matagorda, right? So we'll head down to Matagorda tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow night when we go live on the beach,
Yes.
camping. We're gonna try to camp on the beach one night, right? So
S'mores.
on the beach.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Morgan, we're gonna appreciate you tuning in. We're gonna chill tonight, man. I'm totally exhausted, bro. To be honest, thanks for tuning in. And I'm just like, I got so bad on the way down. I was about to. That Prius motherfucker. He cut me off. I was like, please get me to fucking Galveston before I end up in jail. Please, because I was trying not to have road rage, but man, I had some serious fucking road rage. So, yeah, we'll catch up with the whole crew tomorrow. Hopefully, when we get on, I might get on in the morning and watch the sunrise from the balcony here.
Yes.
That's pretty nice. We'll watch the sunrise, and it'll be down that way someplace. We'll watch the sunrise.
Look.
And it's in June, but.
No, that wasn't a June bug. That was a cockroach, a big one. A water bug.
Hey, what's right there? Just like there's a water bug. I'm like, what the fuck is this over here? It's like we're like 100 feet from the fucking ocean.
Fucking bugs.
It's like I got spray.
Okay. Spray that bitch.
All right. So anyway, we will catch up tomorrow. Hopefully in the AM we'll get to the beach. I'll probably before we drive on the beach. Because that'll probably be an adventure by itself. I'll probably go live when we get on the beach and we get down there in Matagorda. So, thanks for tuning in, Mr. Morgan, Slasher Morgan, and man, have a good night. I'm gonna have maybe one more shot and a couple more beers. I'm spent, bro.
Sleep.
Yeah, I'm spent, man. I'm like, can't do no more tonight. You know what I'm talking about? So, all right. Say night, T.
Night.
Night. Mr. Morgan, catch up with you. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.